မင်္ဂလာပါဆရာ
မင်္ဂလာပါ
And so I have a few questions that I want to ask from you, and it was like asking like advice from the wiser people and older people. So I would like to start with this question. How old are you, Sia?
I am 46 years old.
46.
Yeah.
Wow. And how do you feel like to be 46 years?
Well, I used to think that when I heard that people were in their 40s, that it was really old. But now that I'm in my 40s, I don't feel like the 40s is very old. I still feel like I'm young and feel like I'm still still young in my mind.
Yeah, I see. So physically, probably we kind of old, but mentally you feel young, right?
I hope so.
And so it's the younger people like us who are in their 20s. When we are still young, what should we focus on and accomplish? Like, what should we really focus on when we are still young? What is important? What is not important?
That's a good question. I remember being in my 20s and recognizing that the world has so many opportunities.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that come your way where you can choose to do this or choose to do that. And in your 20s, you have energy and health. And sometimes it becomes hard to make the choices based on what you want to do for your whole life. But for me, when I was in my 20s, one of the most important things for me was to build the foundation on which everything else happens. For me, I'm a Christian, and I base my life on the Bible and on God's Word. And I found connections with other people who believed in God and His Word.
Yes.
And I realized that no matter what happens in life, no matter what job I have, no matter where I go, if I have that foundation, then everything else can fall into place according to my plan. So that would be what I would tell anyone else in their 20s, is to answer those deeper questions, not just what you want to do for a living or what you want to do for your time, but those deep questions of faith that provides that foundation for your whole life to build your life on.
Oh, I see. Thank you. So my next question is, what is something that you thought was like very important when you were young, and you growing up, when you got older, you realize, oh, this is not really important right now. What I thought was very important when I was 20, like when I was in my 20, and then now it's not really a big deal.
Wow, things shift and change as you grow older and decide what's important. I thought, everything leading up into your 20s is all about education.
Yes.
All about finding a good school and getting a good score on your exams and getting that degree or that certificate, that piece of paper that recognizes that you are something or that you have credentials.
Yeah.
But I think when I look back, I don't know if it's the piece of paper that I earned from my college, my teaching degree, if that was something that is as important as the relationships, the people that I met along the way.
Yeah.
So I think I'm still glad that I went for a degree at university and stuck with it and graduated college. But I don't know that, school and grades is the most important thing in the world. And even as an educator, I'm saying that, but I really think that a lot of it is about the people, especially family.
Wow.
Family is absolutely the most important. If you are going through life and you don't have that friendship with your siblings, the appreciation, the love that you have for your parents, like those are the relationships that are going to carry you through your whole life. The friendships that you have at college or in school, those are going to change. The people around you might seem more important at the time, but actually in the long run, it's your family that is more important than anything else. And so I think it's important to assess what really matters. So that's why this is such a great question.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm also a family-oriented person. I love my family. And by the way, what did you study at the university?
I studied elementary education.
Elementary.
I squished my 4-year degree into 5 years. I really enjoyed life on campus, and I was involved with a lot of different things on campus. So I took the extra year to enjoy and learn and have more experiences in college. But I studied to become an elementary primary school teacher.
And do you think it was the right career after graduation? Now you are a teacher. So do you enjoy being as a teacher?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a classroom teacher right now in a full-time capacity. So, and I think a lot of people will say this, that what the job they're doing now is not the job they thought they would be doing in college. Although I'm very glad that I went to become a teacher, because the skills that I learned to become a teacher are skills that I'm still using today. Right now, I consider myself to be an education consultant. I go around and I train and equip other children's leaders who are working with kids, do seminars and for parents and families and for faith-based groups that are having children's programs. So I still use the things that I learned as a school teacher, and I pull from my experiences in the classroom when I was a school teacher and find it very valuable, even though it doesn't look the way I thought it would.
I know education is very important, and I love what you are doing right now, because you are traveling to so many countries.
That's right.
And not only just for business, but also for your occupation. So it's win-win. You know?
It is a win-win.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And what is something that you got a valuable lesson from traveling? I mean, you've been to so many countries.
Yeah.
What did you learn something about life by traveling? So,
well, I enjoy the cultures, but mostly it's the people. It's the people and the places that I go. So when I go to a new place and I find that there's a different culture from the one I grew up in, the place that I'm living now, and new things to experience, things are different, like the currency is different, the language is different. And so there's a kind of a bit of an adventure with what's new and what's different. And so to go to a new place, there's a little bit of that is exciting.
Yeah.
But I think what I love about it more than the newness, the difference, the culture, are the people that I find in those places. The people that live in that place, whether they're from that place or they've moved to that place and learned the language and have developed an understanding of the culture. That's what keeps me traveling from one place to another, is the connections I make with people on the ground that love the people, that have a community in that place, and being able to see their world from their perspective, and feeling that sense of belonging that they've experienced in that culture, in that place.
Yes.
Even though my context, my experience is different in where I live, we find connection because we share those same connection points that they have with their culture that I have with the cultures that I live in.
And where did you grow up in? I mean, where are you from originally?
I originally grew up in Minnesota in the United States of America.
Yeah.
And although I never lived overseas until college, I took a semester to study in the UK.
Yes.
My family was very international. We had internationals in our home often. We had missionaries that were serving in different countries come and live in our home for a while. We had students from Guatemala come and live in our home over the years. And over the summers, and sometimes our family would take trips to various countries with our church for missions trips. So I would go in and go out of other countries as a child, but I had a very kind of stable childhood in one place in the United States. But after college, I started really exploring the idea about living overseas.
When did you start traveling?
My first trip, I was only 8 years old.
Wow,
My
8 years.
aunt and uncle were living as missionaries in East Africa.
Wow.
And our family went for 2 months. And we traveled. My parents took us out of school and homeschooled us for those 2 months.
Wow.
And we traveled to Europe and then down to Kenya, Democratic Republic of Congo, and then to Israel. And that whole trip was an incredible experience that as an 8-year-old, I was just in class 2, second grade.
Yeah.
I remember it transformed my whole world. I realized that there was a world that was outside of the United States that was much bigger than my own country.
Yeah.
And it helped me to understand that my world, my peace on this planet was a very small part.
I see. And do you have any culture shock when you got, I am also a lot traveling, that's why I'm asking this question. Do you have a culture shock that come across when you were traveling, but it was probably might be funny, or you can never forget about this experience?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Coming to Myanmar, I didn't understand about the culture of Ana Day, right? That's a Myanmar culture. You understand that that's so ingrained in Myanmar culture, and that was something I had to learn when I came to Myanmar. There's elements of culture that are, different foods, of course, the language, culture around the table when you're eating. I learned about ucha. Like, I was always wondering about why do they put food on my plate first? And I realized later, how they're honoring me. They're showing me respect for that. So there are those things that were surprising, but I came to accept those and learn about those and appreciate those cultural differences. But I think what surprised me the most, and this was unexpected, but it's what you call reverse culture shock. So after moving from the United States, coming to Asia, I knew that the culture would be different.
Yeah.
And I was excited to learn about the different cultures, and I was willing to explore the differences.
Yes.
And I learned how to love it and appreciate it. But what I wasn't expecting was, after living in Asia for some years, going back to the United States and realizing that I had changed.
Yeah.
And so my own culture in America became very abrasive and shocking to me that, wow, that's how you do it here? Even when I went through immigration back into the United States, and the immigration officer with his finger went like this to me for me to come forward in line, and I thought it was so rude.
Wow.
Realizing I had gotten used to calling people like this.
Yeah.
And never like this, because this seems so rude. But in America, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
And I realized, why am I responding this way? And I realized, oh no, in America, that's fine.
Yeah.
But here in Asia, that's not fine. And I'm more used to culture now in Asia. So the things in America sometimes shock me.
Yeah, that was funny.
So
you shop your own culture.
Yes, by my own. That's what's surprising, because that was the culture I grew up in. So I shouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
But it surprised me because I was shocked by my own culture.
So that's mean you prepare
Right.
the Asia culture, If you could go back to your younger self, like my age, or so if you could go back to probably 24, 23, and what advice would you like to give to your younger self? Like the best advice that you can give to your younger self?
Wow. That's a great question. At that point, I was in college, and I was involved with a lot of activities on campus, and had a lot of friends, and I think I was more, emotional, like more, I would take things very personally and sensitive, and everything was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think I would tell myself, just relax, like chill out. Don't take everything so serious.
I see.
And everything, you don't have to respond to every single situation as a big deal. Like, this friendship or that situation that happened, I would so often freak out about it. I would get really excited, or I'd get really emotional or really sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I would tell myself, just take some breaths, and tomorrow is going to be a new day.
Yeah.
And this is not the end of the world. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
Just stay cool. Things are going to work out. This is not the end of the world. I think I needed to hear that when I was in college sometimes, because I thought everything was a big deal back then, and it wasn't. Now that I look back and say.
Yeah. And so this is going to be the last question. How do you define success? What's the definition for you? Like your own definition
Of self.
Success, right? Like accomplishment.
Oh,
achievement.
success. I think.
Your own definition for that.
Yes, I think initially I would have gravitated to success being something you can measure.
Yeah.
Maybe you set a goal to accomplish something by a certain time, to a certain level of quality, and you accomplish that goal within the parameters of the expectations that you set out.
Yes.
You are successful at that. I think at its simplest form, I would define it like that. But through my experience, I've learned that sometimes things don't often end up the way you expect them to be.
Yeah.
And even though they don't end up the way you expect them to be, that doesn't mean you're a failure. That doesn't mean you haven't succeeded.
Yes.
So I wanted to live overseas. When I left the United States, I wanted to live overseas and use my degree teaching. So when I left the United States initially, I actually moved to West Africa. I tried to help a school for the first 2 academic years of its service, and it was a failure in the sense that I didn't last as long as I thought I would last in West Africa. After 2 years, I moved back to the United States. I thought I was going to live in Africa for my whole life.
Wow.
But for me, God used those years in my life to help me to learn some things, to grow and change, to develop some understanding about some concepts, some of the things in my own life that I needed to understand. And I look back now, excuse me, and realize that God was preparing me to move to Asia. And even though now I'm living in a world different from the way I expected I would live when I first left the university, I wouldn't say it's a failure. So if I measured success by my initial scale of, is what I expected accomplished, it would not look like I've succeeded. But based on what I've learned and how my path has shifted, I would say I'm successful, but it's not as much of a concrete, I can say that this is what is accomplished because of this. I look back and say, no, I'm right in the place where God wants me to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, because I recognize that the path that I was on was a journey. It wasn't just accomplishing, because when we're young, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So I think the most important things are the values that I developed, the belief system that I had, that foundation that I built on. I think success is based more off that foundation, because I realized those are the most important things, not how it all plays out. Because we don't have control over how things happen sometimes.
Thank you for sharing. I think there's a lot of information that we can learn from you. And you stay, even though you're 46, or I guess you still look young.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. Appreciate it.
There's a lot more that I want to talk with you, but I think I phi anare. Because
Amanane.
and how do you say or anare? Because there's no specific English word.
You're right about that. There's no English
yeah.
translation
Yeah.
because it's not a concept that we understand culturally in the United States.
Yes.
But it is, anade is, I think, to my American friends, I might tell them it means putting them out, troubling someone for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.